All right, more 1655 diesel. You ready? I am. Let's get going right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Buddy the dog is walking through there. I'm Rusty Oliver, man. And this here 1655 diesel has had a lot of stuff done to it. And we're on the downhill slope. I went and got some parts the other day. I do need to still get a air filter. I ordered the one that was the better value because I looked at just getting it at like the O parts store and it was ridiculously more expensive. So we're not doing that. We're gonna get the better one for less. That's how life works. In other words, I don't want to just waste the guy's money, you know. It's been sitting here. Everything looks good. I don't see any horrendous puddles of stuff or bad leaking things. We still got all of our fluids where they're supposed to be. So things are looking up, friends. I'm trying to decide where to start here, or with what to start. And I think with what to start is going to be, let's do return fuel line. Okay, well, I need to work up in here. And basically what I'm gonna do is replace this with a steel line down to here, and then it's gonna be lasting forever for the most part. But I do need to get wherever my wrench went. Out here. Should be this one. It is good. Something actually worked out for me. He says he can't get it to break loose. Let's pull this out of here. Well, let's spin. Maybe. That should just be 1/8 inch pipe thread. Or is it actually tube thread? If it's tube thread, we'll be golden because then we don't need an adapter. I couldn't remember though. So I brought one anyway, just in case. I bet I didn't get the right size. I bet that's 3/16 tube thread, which would make sense. That's the kind of fitting that it looks like. So, do I have an extra piece of that laying around? Well, this is kind of a bummer because this isn't exactly what I wanted to do, but it will work. All right, I got that. That's kind of how I usually do it. It's just I don't usually use that size, but it's gonna be fine. It fits the hose nice and tight and whatever. So it's in there. It shouldn't vibrate too much. I never have had trouble with that. So anywho's, that finishes that up. Now, where do we want to go from here? I need to look in my bag of tricks. I know I have, well, I got a lot of stuff. I don't even remember what I all got here. Oh, that's for the other side. Need that over there. I've got bulbs for potentially the red light back here on the fender. I'm going to put one of those in there and see if that fixes it. I got this flasher unit. Can we see it down in there? Probably not. You're probably not going to be able to sit there while I do it because there's not enough physical room. But down in here, in a clip, should be flasher unit. See if that'll still clip in there. I hope it will. Come on. Yep. Boy, that doesn't feel... It doesn't. Okay, pull it back out. I'm not happy with this connection. Get on there. And stay on there. Okay, now. Is that in there? All right. Now, we may not be out of the woods yet on all this. I took this out, took the bulb out, and I put the cover back on so we didn't lose it or damage it. But this may not be the only thing that's wrong with this. I don't know. We're going to try it and hope. I couldn't really tell when I held the other bulb. It looked kind of like it was blown, but it was really hard to tell. So, no more than these cost. We're going to try a new one. See if that fixes it. And if it does, good. If it doesn't, then I guess we got more homework to do. Working our way around, you know. We got stuff to do on this side. I'm saving the flashers for in a minute because that's going to be probably struggle bus. Ground cable. We need to do that. I brought two. I didn't know which size. I want to try to get by with the shortest one possible. So we'll do that. Yeah, but that dollar store ham sandwich is coming back with a vengeance. So I've probably got to take a little bit of a break here. And then I'll bring you back when I'm ready to start in again. All right, friends. Well, as we can see, I'm on the phone. I forgot to get the GoPro. And I want to put this, well, I did want to, although my other tools are all over there on the other side, I guess. I want to put a ground cable on it. And so that's where I'm at here. Because I guess it's really going to make me go over there to find it. But anyway, this ain't no good. It's rickety. It's too light, really. So I didn't know which size. I brought two because I use enough of these that I'll use the one I don't use on this and something else. But we're going to get down here. It's probably easier to just take the battery out of my way. Whilst I do that, that's why I was trying to get a, you know what I'm saying. I need a 1/2-inch wrench to get their other battery cable off. It's not the greatest, but it's been working, whereas the ground cable was not. It was smoking and not making connection good. So that's the next order of business. Let me grab the 1/2-inch wrench, which should be on the other side there, and then we will make this happen. All right, we got that loose. Now, we need to tackle this. Luckily, it is correctly bolted into the battery box / platform bolt holder deal, which is a good place to bolt it because you get a solid connection to the case of the transmission and all that. Although the trouble we're going to have here is inappropriate tools once again. Turns out it really could have used a socket because the crimp of this cable makes it where you can't get a wrench on it, you know. It sticks out enough. And since I carry the tools every which way, going back and forth on different projects, luckily, still still laying here was the obstruction wrench. So we're going to go with that. Obstruction wrench style. I think we can make her go. We're going to hope that nothing springs out of alignment. I actually thought I was thinking there was two. Oh, it's up higher. Okay. I was going to say, that battery box brace should be a separate piece. Of course, it's full of trash and probably about half rusted, but like most of the battery boxes and everything are at this point. But that L piece, it's like a piece of angle iron almost with a bend on the bottom, is separate from the platform. It just bolts, it sandwiches between and goes. So that's how that works. If you don't have a battery on this side, you could take those two off and live your happy life, with one. Back in the day, you had to have 2 6s to make a 12. Nowadays, we got good enough 12-volt batteries that you could go with one. Or if you really wanted to have extra capacity, I guess you could change the layout and you could make 2 12-volt batteries, put a ground cable on each side, and change your crossover cable into a cable that goes all the way to the starter. And it would hit both positives. It would take a little customization, but hey, you could make it happen. You could have all the cranking power. All of it. Well, today's just not my day for tools, I guess. And then another thing that's happening here is the little mosquitoes are coming out. And they're really hitting us pretty hard here. Oh, see what we're going to have now? If I use the box end, it'll get trapped between the bent over piece and the... It's amazing how stuff goes. All right. Now, I'm never good at judging how long the cable needs to be in the store because they just don't look correct. You think, oh, I don't need one that long, but then you can't get it to where it needs to go. But I think this one will do. Yeah. See, that's plenty because it's only got to go to up there. So we're going to go with this shorter one, which is good for him because it's a little bit cheaper, but then we don't have extra cable laying around. Sometimes you like to have extra cable in case this end goes bad 20 years from now. You'd have a little extra to put on, but I think we're good enough. Can we get it? Ooh, is that the way I want to go? No, I want to go through this way so that my terminal faces the right direction up. It's the little things, friends. The little things that make life so much better. Oh, come on. Is that not going to let it go? I wanted it kind of like maybe straight out, or do we want to go up? Probably would make more sense to just go ahead and go up with it because, yeah, but then you're thinking, oh, the moisture's going to go down in there. That's part of the reason why I didn't like that idea, but I don't know. Is that a thing, friends? I think I'm overthinking it. Oh, I knocked you where you can't see nothing anymore. Imagine that. I'm gonna stick these cables up through the hole on top. And I'm gonna try to lift the battery box back up in there. All right, we got that in there. I got it loose because I'm going to take it back off again before. I don't leave anything sit in my shed that has a battery hooked up to try to avoid a fire, you know. You never know when the wiring could mess up behind the dash. Here is why we did what we did. That was totally garbage. It actually got hot and then it melted the rest of the way off. You could see it was partially broke before by the discolored area, and then wasn't making a good ground and what have you. Let's see if our red light is fixed now. It is not. So we're gonna have to investigate. Oh, well, friends, I can tell you right now why. Because it feels like to me, there ain't no wire attached to it anymore. I don't know, I can't believe I missed that the other day. That's okay. But it is proof I should have bought. I almost bought one and I didn't, and I should have. Should have bought a new red light. Because I don't know that I can fix that wire on there, because I think that they're soldered to the back of that light socket. And it's just not worth the effort when you can buy one that looks almost identical, brand new. So that's what we'll have to do. But I did get some new flashers. So we'll mount these on and get them wired up, and they should work because we got our new flasher unit put in there. And so far, everything looks like the wiring is in excellent shape. So I'm hoping that we're gonna have no issues there. But what we might have is a grounding issue, because these operate off of grounding through the bolt. So we'll have to just see what befalls us doing that. Well, 50%'s not bad, right? That's what I always told myself in school, huh? Half is better than nothing. I think if we just, there we go. Okay, we know what we have to do. Oh, that's gonna participate. Okay, good deal. Now, what has to be done here is a lot of fine tuning. We have poor connections. Well, all of those are supposed to have little plastic doogies on them. You've seen me use them before, and they don't anymore. So we really need to put those back on. Then the one for the flasher here is messed up. It will not hold anymore, as far as I know, unless maybe I would smush it together. Maybe I could get it. It's actually, no, I know why. It's missing the inner tab. It has like a tab that's folded over and then tucked in under there, and then that's what holds your, like through that hole in this piece. And that is gone. So we'll probably put a new end on that. Then this side is missing the plastics, but it's also missing the end of wire here. And there happens to be enough, I think I can get it gently. I can put a terminal on it, which would run this. But then this is also messed up because it has no wire in it anymore, in the back of it. So, like I said, I know you think it's strange if I'm going to just replace it, but I don't think I can get that off of there without breaking it. For one, I know this from experience. And number two, I'm not sure that, I don't know. What I might do is take these bolts loose and take the whole plate off, which would let me be able to plug that in better, because I don't know. But then we could assess the situation and see what's what. But I know, like I said, from doing a bunch of these over the years, that finally that light gets to be no good. But if there would be a way that I could use it, I'm not opposed to that. I just don't want to eat up a lot of time. That's another example of, I could spend an hour messing with this, trying to get a wire hooked up to it, clean it up, make it work again, whatever, or I could just pull one out of a package and slap it on in 5 minutes. So that's a time balance issue. If it was, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. So, sure, what we need to do is finish that up And then now that we have proof of concept that everything is good, I can make these rest of these connections. That's no big problem. Not at all. I mean, that's a simple fix. A few plastics and two different connections, and then all of those wires should be good to go. I have no reason to believe that they won't, because the wiring on this looks excellent. The only thing that worries me is to get those flashers to work, I had to finagle around on the wire that goes under the dash, but now it's working every time. So I just don't want it to not work for him when he gets it. That's a very real possibility. Stuff like that happens to me, you know? I could use it for 25 hours here and never have a problem. And the second it goes back to them, something bad happens. So anyway, that is going to be tomorrow's problem because we're about out of daylight, but we're making progress. So I may stay out here and finish those wiring connections. And then tomorrow we will, what's left to do? The hydraulic oil and the transmission oil changing, and then a power washing one more time on the stuff we didn't get yet, and then a air filter change. We'll have to go to town to get that, but I think that's it, friends. I think that's gonna do the thing. I got a new ting for that. I'll put that on so that can be done, but I'm hoping that I have everything I need and we can potentially have this done tomorrow, finished up tomorrow, test it out a little, and then decide whether it's ready to go home or whether we need to test it out for some reason. You know, we don't want to send it home too early and then have it bite us, because there's a lot of money wrapped up in this, and I don't want him to feel like he got taken. I don't think he did. He got a lot of work done to it, but I just want to make sure it's right, you know? So that's what we'll do. All right, it's the next day, and I got all the little plastics on the wires, so that should be good again. Let's see if we can't get this off of here without total destruction. I have my doubts, friends, but I'm going to try it this way first. Oh, that actually would be tight, wouldn't it? Gotta use your brain and go backwards. He says as he struggle buses to get it. It is coming loose though. It didn't twist off right away, so that's one anyway. That's very unusual. Most often they twist off just because they get a lot of dirt and stuff thrown up in this gap between. Well, no, you won't see because I'm not taking it apart that way, but I can show you in a minute. It's actually two plates. There's this flat plate here that the light's mounted to, and then there's another plate that arches back, and what happens is your tire is flipping stuff up all the time. It just gets a lot of corrosion. Oh man, this is about a three-hand job. I don't know. I'm having trouble holding. Guess you'll just have to flop around there, buddy. Well, color me amazed. I can't believe that we got that off of there. Well, we did lose one washer, but I saw where it went. See, no wire. Dare we... Ooh, well, there's another washer. Oh, okay, there's one on each side there. So maybe I should go get those and put them on here so I don't lose them. Okay, whatever. Somehow trying to make it better. I still lost one washer. I see it now. It's toying with me. It's toying with me. When I think I have it, then it's not. Trying to save all the original pieces. And you end up dropping another one. If we can potentially get a wire connected somewhat easily, we can use this light. If not, I'm just going to get a different one. Maybe I need to pull one off of something I got here, because ain't nobody got time for that. I usually keep stuff like this on hand, but I don't think I have one. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. What's going down here is that the wire should be like soldered. That's even melted in there. It should be soldered to that pin, which is on the back side of that plate. And so we don't really have time to attempt to fabricate that, or at least I don't. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that expensive to just buy a different light. So that's on my list of stuff now to grab. I am very puzzled at how this wire got ripped out of here. Like, it's very protected, so it would just be a very strange thing for this to rip off but nothing else, you know? So I don't really get that, but it's okay. We'll make it happen. We'll put this aside. But I will show you what I was talking about. We can just use this fender. You see how the plates are. There's one mounted on each side of that channel on the fender, and then that gives your lights kind of like a protection pocket for the wiring, but it also catches trash. So that's part of a problem. Now, there's no sense in fighting this or not fighting. What am I trying to say? We got to change the fluids in this, and it's not going to be necessarily fun. I actually don't have enough gear oil, so I guess I'll wait with that. Go to town and get another bucket. You recall I borrowed a bucket of it to go rescue the 4180. So I think to struggle bus first, because this could potentially chew up a lot of our time. Let's see if we can get this hydraulic housing to come loose, and if it looks like it's going to come loose, then we'll drain the oil and go from there. Now, if you want to save yourself a lot of headache, get the appropriate size socket for this, which happens to be 1 11/16". Okay, that's all the way up. That's what I figured it would do. There we go. There's no way that I'm gonna... Oh, seriously? That's awesome. No way. I don't think I have ever had one that I could get it loose like that with barely a finger's touch. So bless you, my filter. That's very happiness. Okay. Now, that just, I kind of allotted a whole like 45 minutes to an hour of weeping to do that. I can't believe that turned. So, okay, we can do that. I did see another thing though I want to do here right quick before I get too carried away and forget. And that is, I want to zip tie all this stuff up. I know it's very ADD the way I jump around, but I see a shiny object. I just got to go for it, you know. Ooh, that's actually leaking. That doesn't make me smile. Why are you leaking there, buddy boy? We're going to be taking you loose in a second anyway. Okay, we need to we may need to redo this line. I don't know. As in, if we can't get it to quit leaking. I don't want this thing to leak a drop of anything. Okay, well, you should have stayed. Maybe it wasn't there. Maybe it was leaking back farther. Maybe it was leaking out of the threads of that fitting, in which case boy, it's leaking. It's leaking on the gasket too. That's another struggle bus issue we're gonna have to deal with. But I want to tie this stuff up. I don't think the oil pressure one was tied up. I think it was just these two. So, come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Okay, I think it was in this one. All right, that's better than nothing. I really should put that fuel stop cable, should be zip tied on that other side. Maybe. If Ross can handle it, he's kind of stupid, so. Alright. That does that. That does that. Should we seal that fitting back before we put this in? I'm voting yes. Of course, that's going to be half inch because that's, you know, not the one that I had in my hand. That's how life works. It's always the one you don't have. All right, come on off of there, baby doll. See, this is something that they've replaced at some point, so don't blame it on me, is what I'm saying. Don't blame the leaking on me. I'm just following suit, but I can make it more better. It's the little things, friends, like this, that eat up a lot of time in the grand scheme of things. You're trying to give it a once-over and make sure everything is perfect. And before you know it, it's taking a lot of time. So, hopefully we can make it perfect for them. And I got some of the stuff ordered for the next tractor we're going to work on. So hopefully there'll be a little bit quicker turnaround time on that one. It should be dandy. All right, now let's see how you operate, friend. Now that we've introduced air into the system, so it'll probably die next time we start it, you know. That's how life works. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. Now let's turn this on. We need to go get a different gasket for that sediment bowl, he said to himself for the 50th time. But instead, he will just turn it tighter. This rag is soaked, I guess. That's why it's not really... It's not... See? It made it worse. I tried to dry it, and I made it not dry. Let's go with that. Now. It will be interesting to see if it continues to get wet. I don't think it will, but you never know, friends. You never know. Let's trim off these. He says as he can't do very good on that either. Can't really reach that other one. Come on. Nope. Come on. Hey, man. Come on. There. All right. I'm just thinking, looking it over. What else have I forgot? What else have I forgot on this front half of the tractor? So far, I like what I'm seeing. I am kind of amazed that they've been putting on-road fuel in this. So that's probably expensive, I guess. I don't know why. But, you know, our off-road fuel is dyed red. So unless they get that from someplace else that just doesn't charge them the tax for it, I don't know. Maybe there's some place like that. I don't know. Okay, I'm so flabbergasted at that hydraulic filter that, wow. Now what I'm going to do, I think, is we're going to drain the rear end oil and let it drain. And we can also clean the screen on the lube pump when we do that. But I need to get more buckets. I don't have enough free buckets here, empty. I do have enough buckets if I just take the lids off of some more. So, and I should also probably get a cardboard creeper to save myself getting covered in sadness. So let me go grab some supplies for that. I think I got the 1/2-inch ratchet here somewhere. Didn't I bring that to do that? Yes, I have that. To drain the hydraulic oil, I will need I gotta find a hydraulic hose remnant. Is usually the easiest way. And I don't know what I did with the one I had, so I have another tip. I can make one if I just find a 1/2-inch hydraulic hose that I took off of something around here. We can do that. Start it up, pull the lever till it pumps the oil out. When it starts to run out, shut the tractor off, and you got most of it. There is a 0 pressure plug on the other side. It's like down at this level. But unfortunately, you'll make a mess if you use that. There's just no way around that. That is a mess. So it would be easier to just pump it into a bucket, shut it off, go again. So anyway, I'll get some cardboard creepers. I'll try to get some buckets ready. And like I said, hydraulic hose. Anytime I would want one, they'd be laying all over the place, but anytime I didn't want one, I should say. But now when I do, I probably won't be able to find one to save my life, because that's how that goes. You know, that's how that goes. But sure. All right. Let's go under. Let's try to set some stuff where we can reach it. I don't remember what this is doing here. There should be 2 plugs. This one, then there's one back there. And then this should be our screen for our lube pump. So ideally, it would probably be better to drain the back one first. It's the other one. Some of them, oh. I'm going to have to move the drawbar because I'm almost 90% sure it's right in there. And actually, I may just have to pull the drawbar and shove it forward. I can't remember. One of the ones, I can't ever remember. They moved the plug at different times. And I think this one's got a plug in the, coming straight out the back, maybe. There's the test plug. Yeah, there it is. Don't ask me why they did that, because to me, it would be a lot simpler to not have that like that, but, you know, underneath, you have a lot of room. Pointed straight back, you don't necessarily have that much room. I guess the mechanics didn't want to crawl underneath anymore. Come on. Now, is this going to be cute? I think it is going to be cute. My ratchet won't fit in there. Oh, come on. Come on, baby doll. Come on, baby doll. Come on. Not bad looking, but, you know, we're gonna make it as good as it can be, so, because it's probably not been changed for many moons, if ever. I don't know. Is it going to quit before that bucket's empty or full? Kind of looks like it, but it'll probably fool us. It'll probably keep going with that stream. We'll let her drain. We need to clean up this plug. There's a little bit of stuff stuck to the magnet, but not too bad. Your plug has a magnet on it to catch sadness, you know? So, that's important. Now, let's find some sadness up on this end. The question is, can I do this in such a way where you can see, and also I cause the most horrendous mess to cover all over me and whatever. I want to take that, I want to loosen this pump plug here so that maybe I can get it out of there while the other thing's draining. He says as he can't get it loose. Oh, good gravy, Mama. That ain't good. Please tell me we'll have better success. Oh, good grief. We're gonna have to get a breaker bar and a piece of pipe, and we're gonna have to hope we can get those loose, because they've obviously never been out of there. I really don't want to heat it, but I really don't have a choice, do I? If it's gonna cause me great struggles. All right, I had to do some things I'm not proud of, but I got that loose. As soon as it cools off, we'll take it out. But unfortunate that. And I was thinking, and that's probably another serial number break. I was thinking that those were an external square pipe plug on that lube pump screen. Come on. At least we got good pure oil and not water. That's one bonus here that's going our way. There was a little bit on this magnet. I got it cleaned off, but that's to be understood. This is the part where the gears are, so your transmission gears, and if you can't find them, grind them. So they probably have had a little bit more, you know, sadness in their life. Now the question is, can Ross get this out of here without burning himself? No, probably not. Nope, it's still burning hot. That's fine. Come on. Guess it wouldn't be the worst thing if it went in that bucket first. I thought that had a screen on it. Or is this one the screen stays in? Huh. That's not how I remember that. Well, we're going to let this drip a while. Make sure that it's good and empty. And we're going to investigate the other situation there, because I thought that, and there is some schmutz on this pipe plug that here's the one that we had to heat to get out of there. It's got a magnet on it too. But I was thinking that the screen was made into it. And I might be dreaming that. That might be the way it is on the 4180. And that might be the one I'm thinking of, because that's the last one I did, I think, where I had to put that so it's not dripping in my face. I can't take it anymore. I gotta figure out what's going on here. It might be that the screen, it goes down into a sump, and then this is just the drain for that sump. That's very possible. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. The screen is on this one is next to this, and then it's drawing from inside of a reservoir. Like the 4180 is the one I'm thinking of, where it actually it has a screen that's made on the plug, and when you slide it up in there, it goes over the tube, you know, and then that's kind of convenient because you can pull it out and clean that screen. This one, the lube pump screen, is actually over here, offset. So I guess the idea is that you can just clean out this cavity and keep the lube pump clean. And if I'd have known that it looked like it does now, I probably wouldn't have even taken it out of there, because it, quite honestly, this oil was clean. It didn't need to be. I didn't need to do what I did, I guess. Whatever. But I wanted to make sure. So now the question is, will this tighten up in there again, where I can use this one? Or do I need to try to find a new one? And that's probably going to be a struggle bus. So I would hope that I could just tighten this one up. Oh yeah, that'll tighten good. Okay. I just wanted to be able to say that I had done everything I could, you know. All right. And we'll go put that one in the back, and then we will start filling it with oil. All right, I was getting ready to put the oil in the rear end, and I saw these two fine threaded nuts, and I realized I made a boo-boo, friends. That is not how that's supposed to be. I need to take this off. These two go under there, and then the air cleaner is sandwiched between two nuts. I don't know why they did that exactly, but they did. So this bracket is actually supposed to be sitting on top of these two nuts, not what you see here. So chalk that up to being in a hurry and wanting it done the other day. No big deal, friends, just a tiny setback, but I thought it looked kind of goofy because the air pipe was kind of at an angle, and I thought, well, that doesn't seem like I remember that, but then I ignored it and moved on to something else. But that's why we try not to rush. If it's been a long project, we try not to hurry up and slap it together and send it back, because we notice things as we go back together, and we want to keep it as good as we can. That's going to be a lot better though, because then that rubber thing won't be touching the valve cover like it is now. Now, can I gingerly do that? That's what I want. Okay. That there. Put that there. You wouldn't think it makes that much difference, but it does make it look a lot more better. There we go. There we go. That's better. Now, as I said previously, I don't have enough right now, but I will go to town here in just a little bit and remedy that problem. Should also take time and pick up all my tools, but you know, we'll get that at some point. Expensive oil! And you kidding me? Exciting footage, isn't it? Watching me pour oil in a funnel. All right, I need to go get another 5 gallons of oil because I think these hold about 8. But whilst we're here, let's change this neglected, forgotten filter that everyone forgets about. This may not go well. This may not go well for me, I'm saying. It may take me a contortion act to get in here with this. Okay, let's put the wrench on there. The problem is when this line, I don't know if you can see that, probably not the way I have you mounted. The hydraulic line that goes to the steering motor there, they've replaced, and they got it right in here, like just very inconveniently placed for this filter changing. So, comes right loose though, for a filter that's never been touched. Yep, very much not touched in all the years. Make sure the old gasket's off of there. Now let's tighten it up a little. Come on. All right. Should be good to go there. Change it every 50 years, whether it needs it or not. That's the moral of the story. All right, I'm back from town, and I've been pouring in more oil. So now we will go back here and remove the test plug so that we might do the thing, you know. Let's also put the drawbar back, or not. Let's screw that up. There we go. Okay, out of there. Nice rounded off plug, you know. That's okay. At least that tells us somebody did check it at one time. Oh, okay, good. We got oil. We're good. If oil runs out, that's where you need to be, friends. That's the oil level. As long as you're sitting on a nice level spot, which we are. So that's done. We can mark that off our list. Now, we got some stuff we got to do, but we got to have our battery hooked up. So let me do that, and then I'll bring you back. All right. Let's start by putting on a new light. Got this one from the store. It should be exactly what we need. So let's hope that it will play nice, just like what we had. The hardest part is always plugging it in, you know. Get off of there, you. So it's gonna make me struggle because, you know, we're close to the end. So it wouldn't be fun if we didn't struggle a little. I realize that you weren't pointed at anything, so, except my gut. But it's gonna be better to tighten it up first and then plug it in than try to plug it in. That didn't gain me anything. That's what I'm saying. Can we see? Yes, we can. Can we get our fat fingers up in there? No, we can't. I think what's happening here is, well, I might have got that. What's really going to be a bummer is when he calls and says, the light quit working, and it's going to be because vibration. Well, see, like that. Now what's going on there? Okay, second position. There we go. I'd say his light switch hasn't been used in so long that it's, there we go. that it doesn't make connection perfectly all the time, but it will in use. Now the other thing I want to try is if I put the steering wheel down, that didn't make it worse, did it? No. Shut it off. Try it again. Working. Good. Last position. I don't know what that does. It's not doing much on here. All right, as long as we got all this stuff lighting up at different times, we should be good. So we got So we have everything done now except hydraulic oil. So we'll fire it up here, he says, as he inevitably loses something along life's way. I went ahead and bought him a new steering wheel center. Don't you think maybe that was time? And you're going to say, why waste money on frivolous stuff like that? Well, it lets water go down in the steering column and causes bad sadness. So we don't want bad sadness. He's already got some bad sadness with it. I mean, it's already, the damage is kind of pretty well done already, but whatever. Fires right up. Get my little hose. Boy, that ain't a lot in there, is it? Anyway, it's probably a fine thing that we're doing this. All right. Is it enough I can do it by hand? Maybe. Ooh, still a little bit. Ooh. See why we replace things? That was not doing a very pretty job anymore because it hasn't been changed. So now that makes me think, ooh, shouldn't there be an end cap on here somewhere? It's in there. We got to get that pried out of there. Okay. Oh, we didn't get all the gasket. Where did the rest of the gasket go? Oh, it got chewed up to pieces over the years. And it has been sucking gasket pieces into everything. That's why you need to change your filters, friends. Don't leave the filters forever with no servicing. I think it's good. Oh, friends, I suspect that when we work on that 1650 gas that has the hydraulic problem, I suggest that we're going to find it worse than this. I bet you it hasn't ever had that done either. And I bet you that that is part of its problem. I'm still amazed that this came loose because it's very obvious that it has not been serviced in many, many moons. That O-ring that I just threw away and should have showed you was pretty well flat. Let's hope they send us all the pieces we need. All right. Put the spring in the bottom. Put that on there. Put this in there. Come on. There. There. It's getting so greasy I can't lube up that O-ring. I did. I put some oil on it. I guess you could put grease on it or whatever, but I think we're just gonna go. That's about where it was. to be honest with you. All right, now for the most funnest part, right? And more pouring of oil. More lifting of heavy buckets. If I had easy air compressor action here, then I would just use my pump. But since I have no electric, I will not do that thing. I will do the old-fashioned hard pour of sadness. Now, hopefully it's going to be all gladness from here on out. I did forget one thing, air filter. I have it right here behind me. So let's make that happen. We gotta get our bolt back up. Oh, dummy, tractor was running. That's probably hot. Nope. There. It was proudly made on June the 10th of 25 in Mexico. Sure. All right, let's say we give her a test drive. I also might put a little fuel in because, you know, stuff and things. Boy, it drives like a dream. I mean, it's like a brand new one. Well, the inaugural drive didn't go very far. This is why we test things. The hose on the water pump is not playing nice. It's leaking. I don't know if I can sneak in a ratchet. I've got some different choices here. And see if I could get it to tighten. I don't know. I don't know why that... It's probably not going to do it with that, since it's got that guard on it. Did I forget to tighten this? I don't think so. More likely scenario is that it just... crappy hose clamp. Come on. I don't want to over tighten it because then it won't hold at all. I think that might have stopped it. It'd be nice if I could get a rag in there and wipe that off so I knew. Probably not going to happen though. It's really the back side I need to give attention to. I hope that that's up high enough. That's what I'm kind of worried about. Maybe I didn't get the hose clamp high enough up on the back side. I don't know, friends. That's why we're going to try it out a little bit. That's also why I put these clamps in the orientation I did, because I can tell you from experience that if you have to tighten them like now after the fact, you can't if you put them in the wrong orientation. Okay. Good tractor. Yeah. I got a couple other little doodabbers I want to do real quick whilst it's sitting here, and then we'll take it for a drive. One of them is tighten up those. I forgot I had that battery hook loose, and I don't want to drop the battery going down the road. So yeah, let me do that stuff and I'll bring you back. All right, you beautiful horse. Let's see if you are going to hold together now. I think we got it stopped, but we're going to get it warm because that'll tell us if we did or not. We also are going to pay close attention to anything we had loose and make sure that it's not leaking terrible. Our goal here is that this is 100% right. I will not settle for less. Doing? Well, I think we're doing better. I don't see anything hitting the ground. I did spill hydraulic oil on the platform though when I was filling it, so that's no good because now it's run down in places. And one thing, I hope this is from me spilling it. But see, like I said, a lot of times this line will rot out because of this kind of stuff. So I want to make sure 100% that that's not leaking. I'm going to get a screwdriver and chisel the rest of this garbage out, and we'll make sure. Because I have that line if we need it. I'm looking down in there. I don't see any leaks on our steering line. Water hose looks dry everywhere now. Our steering box looks dry. All our return fuel looks dry. Valve cover looks dry. I think we might have did a thing here, friends, a good thing. shut it off. Let's start it back up. Right away. Beautiful. All right. So where do we stand? Well, I'm going to power wash it like this and get the rest of the crap off. Like off the fuel tank there. That breaks my brain. I can't put that back like that. I'll clean that off good. I'll clean off the platform even better. And then, I wondered if he had a screwdriver. No, he does not. Okay. I'll go get one. But we're going to get that stuff done. And then we may, I don't know if we'll put the sheet metal on right away or if we'll drive it again tomorrow. We'll let it sit till tomorrow. Drive it again. If it looks like no leaks, then we'll put the sheet metal back on. I watched that backing itself off going down the road because that's just sitting on there loosely. But so far, friends, everything looks nice. I don't see any horrendous, terrible leaking sadness. So if we can power wash it and everything still works when we're done, that's another risk you take, you know, knocking wiring loose or something. But if we can get that done, then we'll be even better. Ah, I left a rag in my patient. Sure. Yeah, it's worlds better than it was when it came. I mean, I know that's maybe hard to see. People don't understand because you're not here driving it. But it is in much, much better health than it was when it came. I mean, it runs beautiful. And it's one of those things you only get with a low hour tractor. I think it's got 3,300 hours, if that's right. So it's got a touch more than my 1755. But it's a sweetheart, friends. It just gives. I mean, I think it's going to last them a long time. At least I hope it does, because they will have spent a pretty good chunk of change on it here. But everything is stuff that it needed, you know. And just little touches even that I did in places. Like I put the little plastics back on the wires where they were missing. And I don't know. I think it's going to do good for them. And no more than they'll use it for like hay and stuff. It should last a long, long time. So I think we're going to leave this one here. As always, friends, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.